This is News 3 Now at 6.
Well, just in tonight, all Dane County students in grades 3 through 12 will be required to start the school year virtually. An emergency order issued by Public Health Madison and Dane County says kindergarten through second grade can have in-person instruction with special precautions in place. In order to restart in-person classes for older grades, Public Health says the county must see a 14-day average of 39 cases per day for 4 consecutive weeks. 2 men are recovering in the hospital tonight after a shooting that happened on Madison's east side.
This happened in a residential area in the 2800 block of Commercial Avenue, and that is where we find our Adam Duxter live with the very latest. Adam?
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, the family that lives in this townhouse behind me says everyone was home. It went around 1:15. First, it was gunshots and then a car slamming through their basement bedroom window. 14-year-old Kyla Villanueva was upstairs filming and caught the whole thing on video. In that video, you hear those 2 gunshots, which police say came from a dark-colored sedan shooting at the SUV, which then crashed into the Villanueva's home. Kyla's father, Paul, says this is a familiar incident that they're getting, unfortunately, all too familiar with.
I always hear gunshots around here, so I wasn't really scared or anything, but yeah, the car crash definitely concerned me.
But for a kid to be, used to a gunshot, that shouldn't be the world we live in and grow up at. You know what I mean? That's pretty sad for her to say, I'm used to the gunshot. I mean, we're not a war zone.
Police say all 3 of the men that were in that SUV that crashed into this home were found just 3 blocks away, 2 of them with non-life-threatening gunshot injuries. Police say now their main focus is on pinpointing exactly who was driving that dark-colored sedan responsible for the gunshots. But those who live here say what happened today might just be the final straw for them.
Adam Duxter reporting in Madison tonight. Adam, thank you.
A $1,000 cash bond has been set for the man charged in connection with a firebombing at Madison City County building. Court records show 26-year-old Marquand Clark stood mute in court today, but a not guilty plea was entered by the court on his behalf. Clark is charged with 2 felony counts of criminal damage to property as party to a crime for his alleged involvement in tearing down 2 statues that stood outside the Wisconsin State Capitol in June. We'll have some heat heading our way for the weekend. Check your first warn forecast. Meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris?
Yeah, things are certainly going to be warming up for us. We've seen abundant sunshine out there today, and we're still looking at that right now. Temperatures have begun to cool down just a little bit. We are now at 81. Winds are out of the south and west at 5 miles per hour. Dew points are at 60, 82 in Janesville. Boscobel still warm at 86. La Crosse is at 88. Check out some of these dew points, though, as they're gradually increasing into the 60s. This is more and more of that humidity coming our way into the weekend. But as we look ahead, going through the rest of tonight, look for comfortable weather. Mostly clear skies as well. We'll be at 68 by midnight. Eventually cool down into the 60s. But we have that full temperature outlook, and we're talking how warm we're going to get coming up a little later in this show.
2 our coronavirus headlines. Wisconsin health officials confirm nearly 720 new COVID-19 cases in the past day. That is more than 100 fewer than yesterday's case count of 851. In total, there have been more than 69,000 confirmed cases. About 12% of those are still active. The positivity rate in the past day is at 7.8%. That is an increase of 0.3 of a percentage point since yesterday. The 7-day average still sits at 8%. 2 more people have died, bringing the statewide death toll to 1,076.
UW-Madison students are beginning to return to campus, and campus leaders are addressing how they are restarting the school year. UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank says the campus will be providing a public dashboard of COVID cases on campus that'll be updated daily. She also says she feels comfortable with her vote to postpone fall Big Ten sports until the spring. Chancellor Blank says student athletes will continue to work out with their teams, but says there are simply too many unknowns right now when it comes to the virus.
We just didn't think we could play a competitive season, and I think it's the right decision. I voted for it. I would love to believe that we're going to be able to come back in the spring, because either we've got more control over the virus, or we've got testing regimes, or we've gathered more health information that makes us more confident about this.
Chancellor Blank says seeing other schools, including University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and Notre Dame, already shut down their campuses temporarily, proves the UW is making the right decisions.
One person is dead after a one-car crash in rural Jefferson County yesterday afternoon. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says the driver was traveling south on County Highway D when their car left the road and hit an embankment. Officials say the vehicle rolled and came to a stop on its side. The driver of the vehicle was taken to a local hospital where they later died.
A white coat ceremony welcomes the newest class of medical students at UW School of Medicine and Public Health.
This year, it's virtual. Madeline O'Neill is live at the school with what else makes this year different. Maddie?
Actually, since we've been standing out here, we've seen students in their white lab coats taking pictures, presumably celebrating today. The nearly 180 medical students who are going to be part of this school signed up for this in April in the midst of the pandemic. Many say that's just reaffirming their desire to take the next step here.
We're all living through this. There's a lot of fear, a lot of unknowns. That is part of my motivation to be in medicine.
Kevin Franco Valle is used to unknowns, becoming the first in his family in the medical field.
Life-changing decision.
He's familiar with those too.
I was split between two worlds. I grew up in Mexico, so that's all I knew.
In search of new opportunity, Kevin and his family left Mexico City to come to Sheboygan, Wisconsin in 2010, right before he turned 18.
I had some knowledge of English, but I had to really speed up my understanding. So I had some difficulties with poverty.
He pushed himself to become a nurse, and working with patients pushed him to take the next step, enrolling at UW's School of Medicine and Public Health.
I think it's important to find something where you will be happy.
The students who are choosing to come and join the profession of medicine now are making a slightly different choice because of everything that's happening with COVID-19.
Associate Dean at the school says the new medical students face unique challenges, including a mostly virtual curriculum.
It's a really interesting time, and I think a really exciting time. It's prompting a lot of discussion about what it means to be a healthcare provider, the risks that healthcare providers take.
Sometimes you just have to take risk and see what's out there.
Kevin knows that within unknowns can lie great opportunity.
I feel like a little kid in a candy store. There's so much that it can be done, so much that I can discover and learn and do. I am really, really thrilled and excited to start.
The students still have a long road ahead of them, 4 years of training at the school, and then anywhere from about 3 to 7 years on top of that, depending on the specialty they choose. I asked Kevin what he's thinking for his specialty. He says he's keeping an open mind.
A lot of hope in that story. Maddie, thank you very much. There's more to come on News 3 Now at 6. Only 10% of children in Madison who should get lunch for free are actually getting it right now.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or windows project. Visit fryconstruction.com and get inspired for your next home improvement. Contact us today.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message. Gobin Cars Grand Opening Sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
When Madison Public Schools closed buildings in the spring, it started community meal sites.
But it turns out only a very small fraction of families are actually using them. More than 14,000 MMSD students qualify for the federal free and reduced meal program. But after closing, we found on average only 10% used the program. That means about 9 in 10 of those students did not get a daily lunch. We've been asking the district for a couple of weeks to talk about this issue, and we haven't received a clear answer.
For kids, routines are much more important, and regular, more consistent, balance throughout the day, access to healthy foods is crucial for that brain development, their ability to focus in schools.
On our website, we have tips to avoid bad eating habits right now for kids and how to help them start healthier ones.
Well, a little toasty this weekend before things really heat up next week. Meteorologist Chris Reese with your First Warn forecast. That's coming your way next. Stay tuned.
Get the refrigerator you've always wanted now at the Brothers Maine Big Deal Refrigerator Sale. Save big on the latest from GE. French doors, black stainless, and smart refrigerators, all with 0% financing up to 18 months. And you'll get our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We make it easy to be confident in your new refrigerator. It's the Big Deal Refrigerator Sale with more selection, more savings, and more big confidence only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. The perfect paint for when the nursery becomes the bedroom. That becomes his room. That becomes your favorite room in the house. Paint because you want to, not because you have to. For results that stand up to whatever life brings. Trust Pittsburgh Paints and Stains. Exclusively at Menards.
Get 11% off everything, including Pittsburgh Paramount Paint.
Mr. Cooper, Steinhoffel's is dangerously overstocked. You and your sales team must liquidate over $3 million in furniture immediately. This will be the biggest and best warehouse sale in our history. Here is just a fraction of the furniture that needs to be sold at all costs during Steinhoffel's warehouse sale. But warning, this sale will self-destruct on Sunday, and Steinhoffel's will disavow any knowledge of prices this low. Good luck, Michael.
Scranton is a long way from Wall Street. You won't find skyscrapers or big city bankers, just hard-working people. That's where Joe Biden's story starts. It's why he's running for president, for the backbone of this nation, working families. Donald Trump, he's in it for himself and his wealthy friends. In this crisis, we need to help workers and small businesses, and we need a president who will build back better.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Uneven surfaces are a major hazard to your family, friends, and employees. Don't risk another fall. Let Concrete Lifting Technologies raise up your pavement. Our minimally intrusive process uses polyurethane to level sunken concrete and provide an even surface. Plus, this process is a fraction of the cost to replacing your driveway. Concrete Lifting Technologies, Southern Wisconsin's premier concrete leveling specialists. For a free estimate, contact us today.
Forecasters across the country are all going to be watching the tropics as we go through the coming days because we have not one, but two tropical systems that could potentially impact the United States simultaneously as we move into early next week. Never before in recorded history have there been two hurricanes simultaneously in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, there have been two tropical systems, but whether or not they were both hurricanes at the same time, that simply hasn't happened. But anywhere along the Gulf Coast, we're talking the panhandle of Florida through parts of Louisiana and down the southeastern Texas coast, you want to be on the lookout for this system. The one is Tropical Storm Laura, then Tropical Depression 14 could become Marco, but there's more, folks. Another area of possible development has already begun to work its way offshore from Africa. Three things to know for us here in Wisconsin, though. Here comes the heat, and that has a tropical connection. Then we do have a small rain chance that we're going to be looking at as well. But let's go ahead and talk the overall upper air pattern and how that's working. Right now, things are a bit cooler on the eastern seaboard, warm towards the west, and then that next round of some colder air, that will begin to work its way on in. But here come those two tropical systems. They're going to bully this area of high pressure back towards the west a little bit, meaning that what would have been our cool shot now has to go up and around that dome of heat. Meanwhile, that dome of heat gets squeezed and sends more warm temperatures our direction. So we're going to be heating up as we move into the week ahead. We're talking temperatures well above average. Our average high now is 79. Temperatures will have a 9 in them, but that's going to be the front. We're talking 90s as we move into early next week, upper 80s. Eventually, we have a shot at cooling down towards next weekend, but there's no rain associated with that either. That's the downside. Things have been incredibly dry for us. If you wanted showers and thunderstorms, our best chance has been up across the Northwoods. They've seen a little shot of showers and thunderstorms pretty much each and every day, but that's because they're along this front that simply has not moved. We've seen the stationary front all week long. High pressure has been in control for us. Eventually, that has a chance to dive southward, bringing us our chance to see some showers and thunderstorms this weekend, but it's just not all that great. A lot of folks will actually stay dry all weekend long. We're staying dry tonight, that's for sure. Overnight lows cold down towards 63. Tomorrow, it's the upper 80s. We're talking 87 degrees, especially with a strong southwesterly wind. Then as we move into Saturday night and Sunday, we'll see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover, and by Sunday afternoon, that's when we'll have the best chance for those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. The reality is a lot of folks will be staying dry, though. 90 for Tuesday and Wednesday, 88 next Thursday. We see chances for rain return by next Thursday afternoon into next Friday. Then we are watching next weekend. That's as a cold front comes through, and that is our best chance right now for any appreciable rainfall.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Two Wisconsin Republican lawmakers are pushing for there to be an additional presidential debate right here in Wisconsin.
In a letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates today, Republican leaders say Wisconsinites need to hear from Joe Biden and President Trump earlier. Amanda Quintana joins us now with details. Amanda?
Yes, that letter was sent to the commission. It was dated today. It was sent by the Senate President, Roger Roth, and it was sent by the Assembly Speaker, Robin Vos. It's asking for a debate to be held right here in Wisconsin coming up next month. Now, in that letter, they say Wisconsinites will be some of the first voters casting a ballot for the presidential election. They say, unfortunately, by the time the first presidential debate happens on September 29th, voters in Wisconsin will have already started voting. The letter continues to argue that those voters deserve to hear the competing visions of Biden and Trump in order to make a well-informed decision. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani also requested another debate earlier this month, but that was rejected. This comes as Trump's Wisconsin campaign continues to note that Biden hasn't been to the state of Wisconsin. In an email from Trump's campaign yesterday, it counted that Biden hasn't been to Wisconsin in 660 days. And of course, both Trump and Vice President Mike Pence, when they came to their visits, they mentioned that as well. That was a big talking point. Now, Biden, we all know, did not come to the DNC in Milwaukee. He was not physically there because he was trying to stop the spread of coronavirus.
Amanda Quintana reporting live. Amanda, thank you.
And Amy will have full coverage of the RNC next week, breaking down the events. You can also catch live coverage all week long on our Channel 3000 Facebook page. Wisconsin DNR says state parks have seen more than 6.4 million people since the beginning of this pandemic. Parks have also experienced an uptick in camping reservations, with 73% of campsites reserved last month compared to the same period in 2019. Turkey licenses have reached a 3-year high, with more than 400,000 licenses issued, and 1.4 million people have purchased fishing licenses so far in 2020. That's a 14% increase compared to last year.
And coming up in sports, A.J. Dillon never misses a leg day in the weight room, while the Packers rookie running back's legs have been the talk of training camp. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I like to drive. I used to think I was a pretty good driver.
But now Joe Biden's taken a sharp left turn. Buckle up for his $4 trillion tax hike. Biden's plan raises taxes on small business, reversing the recovery. He's pledged to eliminate blue-collar oil and gas jobs. And analysts estimate stocks would crash up to 25% if Biden takes the wheel, crushing your retirement.
This is just bold.
Hit the brakes on Biden. He'll wreck our economy. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Come in today for Rubens' annual leather event. Rubens has received generous discounts from all our fine leather suppliers. Natuzzi, American Leather, and many other manufacturers have allowed Rubens to give you up to 10% off on all leather furniture. Rubens' downtown store and Westside store have many pieces that are available for immediate delivery. Remember, all interior design services are complimentary. Stop into either Rubens today for our leather event.
To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. I'm releasing a plan to save lives in the months ahead. We need increased federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. We absolutely need a clear message from the very top of our federal government that everyone needs to wear a mask in public. Every single frontline worker should have the personal protective equipment that they need to be safe. We need to support schools and child care programs so parents, if and when they can return to work, are confident that their children will be safe and cared for. And finally, we need to protect the populations most at risk, our seniors, vulnerable populations with pre-existing conditions. We need real plans, real guidelines with uniform nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Saturdays just aren't the same without the market on the square, but this morning we're hearing tips and tricks from one of Dane County's biggest draws, Stella's. When to go, what to buy, we're breaking it all down Saturday morning at 5 and 8.
I mean, it's funny, I enjoy it, and I embrace it, you know. I got big legs.
The biggest story, no pun intended, out of Packers training camp might be the legs of rookie running back A.J. Dillon. And there's only one way to describe them: huge. His calves, thighs, quads, you name it, all big. It's safe to say Dillon never misses a leg day, and the rest of the team are taking notice of his tree trunks.
Yeah, he's a large man. You know, he walks around pretty comfortably at 250 for a back and moves really well. You know, big legs, big calves.
A.J. Dillon, he has got some massive legs, and that's something that we talked about with our staff. We have not seen a running back built like that. Not in my career that I've ever been around.
Joe Pavelski's first year with Dallas couldn't have gone any better. The former Badger helped the Stars earn the 3 seed in the Western Conference, and once the puck dropped on the playoffs, he was lighting the lamp at will. In 6 games against the Flames, Pavelski netted 4 goals, 2 assists, and 6 points. And after closing out Calgary last night with 3 straight wins, Captain America feels pretty good about his team's chances in round 2.
It gives us a little confidence. I think going into this series, we had confidence that, we can be in this position that we're in right now. So, I mean, just confidence, just an understanding that we can, our game works.
The Bucks took care of the Magic last night like we all thought they would. Giannis got his, finishing with 28 points and 20 boards. But unlike Game 1, he got some help. And a big lift came off the bench in the form of Pat Connaughton. Playoff Pat scored 15 points, grabbed 11 boards, and dished out 3 assists in 24 minutes. But his biggest lift didn't show up on the stat sheet. it was his energy that sparked the Bucks to even the series.
He was great on both ends. He's just that guy that brought great energy to the defensive end. We always talk about that first. You need guys to step up and play well, and Pat certainly did that today.
Hold them to 13 points in the first quarter, hold them under 100. Those are the things that we have to do, especially in playoff basketball, but that's, what Bucks basketball is. And so that's what myself and I think all the guys are most proud of.
All right, Zach, thank you. Next at 6, a Madison woman living on the west side says she was robbed by a group of teenagers who pointed a gun at her head. Police say it happened in the 1400 block of Teresa Terrace last night. A woman says she was standing outside her home when a white SUV suddenly stopped in the street. 3 young men got out. The woman says one of the teens pulled out a camouflage pattern gun and put it to her head before stealing her cell phone. Anyone who has information about that incident is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Michiganders who are unemployed will be receiving an additional $300 through federal funding when Governor Evers was asked if this could happen for Wisconsinites in the future. This is what he said.
We are in the process of evaluating all options available to us to make sure that, first of all, we have the resources to do whatever we need to do, and/or which one works best for the people that are suffering in our state with unemployment. We hope to be making that decision soon, but at this point in time, we're still evaluating the options available.
Governor Evers blamed Congress for not passing a coronavirus relief bill and President Trump's executive order in delaying his decision.
Madison Hospital celebrating a milestone in the fight against COVID-19. Unity Point Health Meritor announced Donald Keller of Baraboo went home yesterday afternoon. He is the 150th patient discharged from the hospital after successfully battling COVID-19. Meritor says it admitted its first patient back on March 16th and has had at least one COVID-19 patient in its hospital every day since. Meritor reminds people, keep following those public health guidelines, including social distancing, wear your masks, and practice good hand hygiene.
Congratulations on getting home. All right, and a final check on your forecast with Chris Reese.
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and pull out the lake forecast. If anyone's going to be headed out this weekend, all beaches are open. Water temperatures are around 77. Speaking of sevens, there will be one on the end of our high temperature tomorrow. 87 is where we'll top out. We'll be partly sunny. Then by Sunday, it's 86 with a better chance to see some showers and thunderstorms. It won't be a washout, but there will at least be that scatter chance into the afternoon. Then there's the extended forecast. 87 for Monday, 90s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Even next Wednesday is warm. We have a forecast high of 88 for now. We're watching that to see if we need to bump that temperature up, but there's a slight chance of storms to keep us from doing that. Cooler by next weekend as a cold front comes through with better chances for showers and thunderstorms.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.